All right, here we go. Breaking Vegas, episode 12. Ladies
ESPN.
and gents, appreciate the viewers, comments. It's all interactive. We got Coach DT with us and Chad G. He coming back in the mix again, trying to see if the internet can hang on a little bit longer. My boy Mo had a deadline he had to adhere to, so he couldn't make it with us today. He down there laughing. All right. And what I want to start off today is just news to me of this NIL deal of the Florida quarterback who's trying to renege on his signing because they're not going to come through with the $13 million deal for this dude fresh out of high school. And me one, like, OMG, man, there's no way I thought the money was going to be that big. DT, man, let's hear what you got to say because I know you got something you want to say on this bit. Oh, he done froze on me? Yep.
I mean, hopefully we can come back alive here in a second.
Ooh.
All right, I might be partially back.
Yeah, he froze on me too.
Nope.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties. Chad G, let's go. Let's go. What you got to say on the topic? We'll see if DT got a little room to come back live with us.
Yeah, he froze up again.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear what you got to say.
The frozen internet's moving around.
I guess we're having bad connections on both ends. DT went out. Well, then I'll expand a little bit more on my end. Me personally, the NIL deal, I've always wondered why basketball and football couldn't go pro out of high school. And this kind of changes all of that. They're not really pros, but they can make they can make a living and still get their education. So I mean, how could you be mad at that? Because overseas, we talk about Luka and all these players who can turn pro at the age of 14 and get all the experience because they have that potential. So why, what I'm saying, hinder someone from being their best? And they're allowing that, and still be at the collegiate level. So I'm all for it. I just didn't realize the money was getting as big as it is. I thought it would be about a couple of 100,000, something like that. But this $1 million, man, you have adults, who will never see that kind of money. And I want to say that's 75% of America probably won't make that much money ever. And that's very lucrative. Chad, you have anything you want to expand on?
Yeah. Man, I tell you, whenever you said the 13 million, I was like, what? Because they all the stuff last young, a team would rather just my whole
Pardon you, internet street.
Play in college. Why go to pro?
I'm letting them know now.
I mean, it's mind-boggling. I actually think because of NIL and they start paying these college players, I actually think it might take over professional football. I'm just saying because the fan bases are already there. I mean, you can't beat Saturday afternoons. I mean, to me, I've been to the Cowboys game, I've been to college games, and to me, half times at a professional game, whenever I can watch a college game, I can watch it and be entertained at halftime. I mean, it's just I think that as it goes on, give a year or so, it might give NFL run 4-5 years. It is.
All right, DT, you back, man. Let's see if we can hear what you got to say.
Okay. This is something that I've been waiting on a long time. You know me, Z. I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I don't think that's unique to this particular culture that we live in. But if you can think about when the NIL came about, it was around the time that the end of the BCS was ending, because the BCS is basically a contractual agreement that the 1 and 2 voted teams are going to play for the championship. That's all that is. They have nothing to do with the NCAA. So I really feel like the BCS was actually threatening to take teams from the NCAA and not call it amateurism. The only reason why it's amateurism is because NCAA says so. That's it. That's the only reason why. I mean, it's
wording in the contract.
They're in school, so they're amateurs, but that don't apply to anybody else. If I'm a jazz musician, I can go play gigs and get paid. If I create a formula for making grass be green all year, they're gonna pay me for my patent. Yeah, even though I'm a student. So I love I like the NIL in the sense that, man, it's about time. The NCAA is still skirting though, because that money is not coming from the NCAA is not paying these kids. Essentially, what they're basically saying is, hey, all these underground boosters and donors that we have been calling illegal for umpteen years, now you guys can come on out. Now you can pay these guys, and it is what it is. So I'm not mad at any kid for taking money. I'm not mad at any kid for getting mad for leaving and taking money, because, dude, these kids are making millions. They're signing billion-dollar deals with ESPN, billion-dollar deals with these companies doing the bowl system. That's why there's so many bowls, because these bowls are sponsored. Who does the sponsors pay? The NCAA. So money is the answer. I don't understand why the folks are showing up to watch and tuning in to watch. Why can't they get the money? Nobody's gonna show up to watch coaches.
Well, we appreciate that take on that. It was very elaborate and thought out. But yeah, I kind of touched on that a little bit when I'm saying how Luka could turn pro at 14 and he can get paid and get that experience, and nothing was hindering him back, and like had benefited him. Even with LeBron, LeBron was able to go straight to high school. They changed it then, but then they turned it right back where you got to go one and done. They opened up the G League, but that's still not the same. You still got to go through loops to appease them to attain your dreams and goals first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the NIL, man, that's a stronghold. Like,
it's a crock. I'm glad it's a mess. I hope it continues to be messy. I don't care, because they could easily tighten this up. The NCAA is they're full of it. They could easily tighten this up. They could easily the NCAA should be the ones making the schedules. There's no way that Alabama should be playing Tennessee, Chattanooga in week 12 of the season. Those types of things just shouldn't happen.
Yeah, you do.
So they just let it run ragtag. So hey, let it run away with it.
Okay, so I guess that answers my next question. Well, my first question was: Is this
too much money? Whenever they play one.
Chad, you killing us. We hear part of it, and you break up.
So you got to put up a sign like buddy on.
Pardon the interruption.
Is that what that is? That part of it? No, yeah.
Around the horn. What I'm saying, is that too much money to be paying the kid? Because I mean,
it's not even enough.
But okay, so I mean, this is just one kid. So, like, how many adults gonna make that money in their lifetime? Like, this is like, are they gonna start?
How many adults are freaks athletically?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying just the amount of money to just hear that. Okay, this look 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old making that much money, like,
right?
That's probably his first job. He might not even have to work in high school. So I mean, man, it's just so astounding to me, astronomical that this number popped up. So it's like, what's the salary cap on there? They're gonna put a salary cap on what kids can make, or what's payable to certain schools. Like you said, the NCAA could definitely put a stronghold and put a cap, could do whatever. And that's my question. I'm like, how far will this go when you have 2-3 players making 13 mil on the team? Like, who knows? Alabama, because this kid, I'm not sure, how highly recruited he was, but to go from Cali to Florida, they want you bad. But 13 mil, what's the next? Number that's getting paid on that team? Like, that's a lot.
I love it.
Can you still stay focused and keep your drive like you did before?
None of that matters. To me, in my opinion, none of that matters. It doesn't matter if this dude lives up to 13 million, if he deserves it, if it's enough. You know what? Somebody feels like this person is worth $13 million. Don't get in that guy's way. Don't try to protect him. Don't try to do this just because of what you would have did or what. Man, that's silly. Let people make their mistakes. You never know. This kid could invest it. Maybe he got student loans and pay his parents. He could do a bunch of things with that particular money. So to assume the worst is ridiculous, in my opinion. And people get paid, especially when you have extraordinary talent that people are willing to pay and see. It's simple. These dudes deserve to get paid.
So, did you think that was going to be a number that they were paying these kids?
Are these guys? Do they have any agents?
Yeah, you can have agents. You can have agents.
Okay, so you don't have to turn pro with an agent now. Was that one of the stipulations before?
All right.
It used to be like that. It used to make you ineligible if you got a sports agent that represented the sport that you were professionally going in. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I thought so. And you know,
Okay.
like I said, where does it go from here?
I was just wondering about all that.
So if you put a cap on, let's say the NCAA, oh, we're going to put a cap on it. Well, guess what? Now you're finna have underground people exceeding the cap. I mean, it's
opening up another loophole.
It's a filthy cycle. Let them get their money.
Yeah.
Let them get, coaches can wishy-wash, go this, that, and the third, and drop at a whim. You got freaking athletic directors that were at universities that were taking advantage of young ladies, and now you go be an athletic director. Like, that's your next step. You go from one school where this was happening on your campus, and now you go to another school that, come on, man. It's a mess.
And I say that because they're still kids, man. You know, we just had the little kid from Alabama basketball team be in connection with a murder, and they shooting a girl because the girl didn't want to be with him. Like, are you serious? You shot this girl because she didn't want to be with you? Like, they're still kids, man. They got so much of life to figure out. I mean, I'm just saying that's just the immaturity of what we're dealing with here. And I mean, that is a huge number.
These folks have parents, though. I mean, they have parents. I don't think a parent is like, yeah, there's your 13 million. These people have parents, man. These trust me, these folks, first and foremost, these kids have been getting paid. The stipends that these kids have been having these guys got 4-figure stipends. So 13 million, $5,000. That's still more than you need in college. So,
well, I mean, yeah, understand they have parents, but are the parents gonna neglect them and take advantage of the money? It's just a lot of things.
But why are we looking at the negative side of this? Why are we looking at the negative?
I'm looking at all the sides of it.
Yeah, I feel you. But positively, somebody's getting paid for their efforts in a capitalistic society. It makes all the sense in the world to me.
I just was not expecting that number. Is just like
I'm not surprised by it.
I'm still amazed.
See, I can't be surprised by that, man. When every school in the SEC makes $1.5 million a month just from the SEC network.
Well, I mean,
who watches the SEC network?
I guess people that support SEC. I don't, but I just remember when Bama won the championship a couple years ago, and it's like the football team made so much money that each player probably could have got $1 million plus, for that season. I'm like, so where's that money going? So I definitely understand that, they should have been getting paid for their efforts and injuries and time, because that's a full-time job to be a scholarship student athlete. It's just a full-time job, because you got to do everything that a regular student has to do on top of your scholarship duties too. And you still want to be a kid and enjoy college. So yes, it's a full-time job. You have to manage and be disciplined, and you're growing up. So I mean, that money is just, good Lord, I just never saw that. So
I love it. I'm thinking a lot of this money, I don't think they're obviously just giving. If these companies aren't dumb, they don't become companies by doing dumb things. So I bet a lot of this stuff is in trust, to where they have to reach certain, not necessarily incentive, so to speak, but hey, you need to graduate, you need to make these certain appearances. Like, it's certain kind of things. I don't think they just hit the bag, 13 mil. That's ridiculous. I don't think that's how it's going down.
I feel like it might be broke up over 4 years, something like that. But still, you finna make 14, 13 mil. Like, they're making more money than some pros. You know what I'm saying? A lot of pros.
But Z, that university, that football program is making some money than some of these daggone teams. These cats raking in that dough, boy.
Yeah,
they're raking in the dough, man. Their assistant coaches are making $6. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're making good money, man.
No, yeah, shoot. Some of these kids will be making more money than their coaches now.
Good.
You make more money than the position coach. But okay.
Welcome. That's what's up. Welcome to the big leagues.
All right. So All right, that's that. We're finna move on to the NFL playoffs, and boy, I loved everything about the playoffs. So I'm gonna start with the San Fran Seahawks game. Well, that game panned out just how we thought. It was a close game at halftime, and the better team prevailed in the second half when it got to the good part. Uh, I like what I see from Purdy, man. I feel like they're gonna go all the way. Personally, uh, and it's gonna be challenged at Dallas because Dallas feel good, but yeah, I don't have much to say about that game. BT,
And
it's on you, Taylor. Mate, you breaking up again?
my stuff. Okay. Nah, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Man, my computer, boy, this thing here so Jekyll and Hyde. Um, listen, uh, the Seahawks gave it their best shot, but Mike Shanahan, Kyle, I should say, this dude right here, man, his offense is it's an offense to where it's not dependent on really any one position. It depends on all them jokers, all of them. And again, I said this a couple of weeks ago on the show. It's a crime that they were able to get McCaffrey mid-season like that. And what did they even give up? Who knows? Who cares? But
Picks.
yes, Purdy. I was listening to I guess this guy he does the color commentating for San Francisco radio, and he was saying, in his opinion, Purdy was the best QB in camp when before Garoppolo came back, like in the mini camps and OTAs and all that stuff. He felt like Purdy was the better one, so he wasn't surprised. And he said the same thing you said, Z, that he can take them all the way because he's a rookie. Man, dude had 48 starts in college. You know what I mean? That's a bunch of football. And then you
Yeah.
get with a system that's,
Identical.
again, you can't stop it all. You can't stop it all, man. And you just got to get the ball. He doesn't throw the ball deep a whole lot, man. You just got to get the ball to these dudes, man, and they can do a whole lot of it.
He makes the right reads. He can make all the throws. What more can you do? He doesn't force anything. He got enough legs on him. Like he gets the job done. Chad G, can you go and give us your little 2 cents on this game here?
Yeah, I like Purdy. Purdy's pretty good. I think he's one of those types of quarterbacks where it's your first year. A lot of people don't know how to react to you yet. He might be a second year bust next year, but the kid's pretty good. I actually think that be in that Super Bowl because I don't even know if Dallas can pull off the performance like they did on Monday night. I was actually shocked. I mean, I was thrown that the Cowboys came out like that.
Me too.
But yeah, it's
Not
out
me.
there in Levi Stadium. Uh, I think it's going to be 49ers, man. I just know. I know some people trying to pull the upset. I saw one guy, he's predicting 27-26 Dallas. I don't know. I think it'd be like a
Good.
couple touchdowns.
Okay. So, and the beauty in this
Just fade
is
mattress Matt, and you'll be good.
the beauty in this to me is the guy was Mr. Irrelevant, and he's so relevant now, man. It's poetic justice. I love it. I love everything about this story. All right, next game I have up is the Chargers Jags matchup where these boys came out 27-0. I was out on a date night, so I was like, man, let me check this score. And I'm like, whoa, okay, they kept making a little comeback. I close it, I check it again, like, oh, and I end up watching the game on my lap. Like, I'm glad she's so understandable. But man, it just turned into the game of the night. That's unprecedented what they end up doing. A tale of two halves like that, and the Chargers lost their OC and their quarterback coach, but I feel like they should have lost more than that. I want to say they had they had like what 3 some possession. I read some. They didn't have too many more possession, but the longest possession they had in the second half was like 7 plays. Like they was god awful in the second half for the Chargers. And the Jags, they made every play they had to make. Man, they had to play a perfect game, and that's exactly what they did. But that's never what you wanted to come down to, having to play a perfect game. So great game, great call from the coach. Way to believe in yourself and overcome. What you got, man? BT?
Man, my brother was over to the house, man, and he was trying to leave, and I was like, dude, you got to stick around for this game, man. This is gonna be a real good game, man. These teams are pretty much even. They're even teams, and so 27-0 happened. He's like, hey man, I'm get out. Like, dude, I'm trying to tell you, man, this guy sent the Chargers lost had a bunch of short fields. I mean, Trevor was in the first half, but it was like they were, putting the drive and control and establishing it. It didn't. Everything they had was pretty much a gift. So when Jacksonville came out the second, I just felt like if they come out, get a score, and then that would, to me, put pressure on San Diego to actually, to this lead that we built on it. And we saw, they didn't play a good second half. They didn't, they couldn't run the ball, and Herbert couldn't convert any third downs, and Jacksonville just established themselves, man.
Well, to me,
just like that,
that's
the cover was there.
That's. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen this before. What's that? The Buffalo Bills came back against the Oilers, something like that, 35-3, something like that. So we have seen this before, and I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how Brad Stanley, the coach, can keep his job because he makes so many questionable calls that I don't think what they say, he play like a video game. We go forward on fourth down so much, short field, it doesn't matter. He's analytics. And to me, I like coaches, who kind of have a better feel for the game, I mean, I just, I don't want to just harp on Bill Belichick, but I just feel like he has a feel for the game, how it's going, when to do certain things. And it's just like those coaches are, far in between, but that's just what makes a coach, knowing when to do certain things. But I just don't like that. I like all the potential that the Chargers have. They got Mack on one side, they got Bosa on one side, they got Allen, they got Williams. They got pieces. They got James, Darvin, but they can't put it together. And they professional, so that's on them. But great game. Way to be entertaining, fellas. We appreciate that part. So let's go on to this Dolphins-Bills matchup. And I'm so mad I put them on my parlay because
me too.
They covered. Like, it's a third stringer. You feel like the Bills going to take advantage of them. Hey, let's get this done. We got this momentum. But the Dolphins, man, I mean, they not listening to none of that chatter of what you done before, who we playing with. And I can respect that playing football because everybody always think they have a chance, no matter what. And, man, they came out and they showed up. They put their best foot forward and, they scored, put 30 points up. So that's why I'm kind of skeptical of the Bengals and Bills matchup this Sunday because the Bills will play to the level of their competition, I think. And since it might sneak one in.
Yep, they will.
I was disappointed in that game because I had picked the 3 pick. I said the Niners, the Jags, and Cincy, and all 3 of them covered. But when I put my parlay in, that's not what my ass put. So I'm gonna go look at my picks before I do it this time. DT, you back? What you got?
Yes. Man, I was upset at myself on this Bills pick because I had told you during the year, just about every week, man, I'm fading Kansas City, the Bills, and Baltimore, fading them up, and it was working out great. And then the Bills play good, then they going against the rookie quarterback, and it's going to be in Buffalo, and they hop out 17-0. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
17-0. And I mean, credit to Mike McDaniel, man. He had the defense, tightened it down, ratcheted it up. He actually, that QB, man, that dude got a little arm on him, man. He looked pretty decent, man. He was making some nice little throws. I wasn't really mad. And it got to the point, Z, I'm not even lying to you, where I wanted Miami to win because the Bills had just ran me so hot. Just go ahead and just go sit down somewhere. But I was more mad at myself because I know the Bills, they're not going to cover 14. Just like they're not going to cover whatever is going on here. They're not going to cover that 4.5. This is not happening in Cincinnati's
Yeah,
favor.
I had
Cincinnati's going to at least cover. Buffalo may win.
Uh,
Buffalo may win. Buffalo may win, but I think Cincinnati's going to cover. And I don't even know why Buffalo would win. Cincinnati's clear and far away the better team to me. But that's neither here nor there. I'll talk about that when we get there.
Chad G, you up, baby?
Yeah, that Miami Buffalo game, it be for a loop too because I'm watching it. It's 17-0, then all of a sudden I'm just like, I'm gonna turn this off. Go play some NCAA or something. And
The
all of a
kiss of
sudden it's
death.
just like it's some
NCAA.
17. Okay, all right. And so, but the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, man, I got the Buffalo Bills as -5. I think Cincy will cover. I think it'll be like a 34-30 type of game, something like that. Something will happen where Cincy messes up. It could be like a defensive or special teams touchdown that happens. It changes the momentum there. But I think Buffalo Bills will win it by 4.
All right. Oh, okay. You talking about that? All right. The next game, Chad G, you picked them. You picked the G man, and I did kind of feel good about the Giants myself because how they finished the season. So I did 2 parlays. I did, one with the Giants. I did one with the Vikings, but it was the damn Bills who messed it all up. But yeah, that's how my parlay did a 6 and a 5. But the Dolphins messed it up. So I felt you on that Giants pick, and Daniel Jones really impressed me. And when they had made that pick for Daniel Jones, you looked at his, they showed a little film from Duke or whatever, him making throws, playing in the ACC or whatever. And man, I liked his arm. I like what he brought to the table. And when you get a coach, man, who know how to bring that out of you, who knows, how to put you in the best situations, you look totally different. And the Giants made the right call, the right hire, unlike certain teams, this year. And so, the NFC East went from the NFC least, and they still have 3 teams in the playoffs, man. That speaks volumes. So the Eagles picked the right coach too. So, the NFC East is gonna be good. They're gonna be relevant for a while. The Vikings, with Kirk Cousins, he played a good game. But when push came to shove, he didn't make the right play. He threw the ball short of the sticks. That man never had a chance. Kirk, you got to do something to make it happen. That's just not the play you got to make. But
I agree.
The better team won, and the better coach won, and that's what Chad G. We talked about it. He said he went with the better coach to him, and that's what happened.
I totally agree. I did roll with the Giants here in this game. I know we all had the Vikings. We had the Vikings, but I always go back and look, and obviously I would be dumb just to get off the show and start placing wagers. That's kind of silly. So just going back and looking at it, man, it just seemed like the Giants, they weren't wishy-washy really throughout the year, like the Vikings were. They seemed a little bit more solid. I like the way they played against Philly last week without their players in there. That defense stood tall. That's a reason why I'm picking them to cover again this week, maybe. But Dieball, man, because I like Jones. I liked him coming out. A Duke, I saw him play in the bowl game. They played in the Independence Bowl, and that's when I was living in Shreveport. So I took my children. We went and checked that out. And like you said, Z, that boy can spin the rock, man. And it looked nice, man. And for me to see him in person, I was like, man, that's, solid. I didn't think he was going to go first round that early like that, but it looked like he could play a little bit. And his athleticism, that is extremely deceptive, man. That dude, his as a sprint coach, man, that dude actually has a pretty good turnover. Like, I don't know if it's him actually being fast or maybe he takes his sprint training seriously. But his sprint mechanics are pretty good, man. He looks at turnover. It's not a lot of wasted motion, man. Good heel recovery. I could go on and on. But he seems to be a winner, man. He seems to be galvanizing these dudes because who are they receivers?
Yeah, because Slayton dropped that pass to seal the game too.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I was just gonna say that I want to say he had a touchdown a couple years ago, and they tracked him faster than Lamar Jackson. He was running faster than
Crazy.
Lamar Jackson was. So I was like, yeah,
Crazy. So
boy,
he like the new school, old school. Isn't that Matt Jones? That was at Arkansas? Is that what that was?
oh yeah. They ended up playing receiver at Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's the reincarnate. He reincarnate. But man, they look
Jacksonville.
good, man. Offense looks good. Their defense looks good. This is going to be a really good game, man. I think I know we're not necessarily talking about that yet, but the Giants, man, they know who they are, man, and that's a lot. That says a lot, man. When you know who you are, you trust your system, you trust your teammate, trust your coaches. That makes
And
for a very, very good team,
you
man.
do that. You don't try and do too much. But Chad G, man, what you got real quick?
The Giants, man, I tell you, they are blue collar. They are one of those teams that just like, they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way. It reminds me of that Eli Manning used to play on. They were like the wild card team, and then somehow, some way, they go one round to the next round to the next round. They're gonna find a way there, and I actually think that, man, they're gonna get the Eagles. They're gonna get them, and then you might see. I don't know if the upset happens. Cowboys and Giants at AT&T.
We're not gonna see that.
He sounded like Jerry Jones, man. What do you got some Papa John's over there you eating?
we're not gonna see that, Chatty. Yes.
All right. We got the Ravens and the Bengals, all right? And this game ended up being a lot closer than for my taste, too, man. I mean, I've never seen a game end like this game ended. Like they say it's a game of inches. Well, yes, this game came down to inches on that last play with Hundley. He played solid, and what more could you ask from him? But they didn't make the play. One Cincinnati made the play, and they covered. That's all that matters. But if Lamar Jackson plays, do we feel like they win that game?
Not necessarily.
Chad G,
They were playing tight games when he was there.
Oh, I understand. It's just certain plays that I feel like he knows or can make better than Huntley. I mean, because like if what's the cat Thompson for the Dolphins? Like if Tua played, I feel like Thompson might have played a better game than Tua would have. I don't know, but Huntley, I respect everything he did about him. I just interested in if Lamar played, what would that play call have been like? Would they have not ran so many quarterback plays? Because they do run more of those with Lamar. I feel like when they ran them with Huntley, it was more of a surprise, like, damn, they ran it. So they probably run too much of those quarterbacks, too dependent on Lamar, and let it be more of a surprise where they kind of fall asleep and then they pull it out on. But Chad G, I want to hear what your stance was on the game. Okay. Chad G. Okay. Well, we will go
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm saying what's up?
What are we talking about?
The Ravens and Bengals.
Okay. I tell you, I got this delay. If Lamar plays, then I think they make it a lot closer. Huntley and I guess the other dude from Oregon they got, Anthony Brown, whatever. It seems like Harbaugh's trying to have these same prototypical type of quarterbacks to run this system or whatever he's doing over there. But I believe just because Lamar is the starting quarterback and a lot of those guys, they probably have more trust for him. It would have been probably a little bit closer game, tighter game than just having Huntley. And I think he was just trying to force a lot of stuff whenever he ball. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, they played a competitive game. I don't think Sissy put their best foot forward because I know they're having some O-line issues. I think they had 3 starters out on the O-line, and I mean that's never good. So hopefully
that Lyle Collins getting hurt. That was big, man, because he was having a fantastic year. at the tackle spot for him, and him going down. That's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put a lot of stock on it because these are divisional opponents, man. So they know each other, man. You know what you're getting. So I kind of expected a tight one. But that what was it, 8.5? He made it 7. That was easy. I did the same thing. So
Yeah, 7. I made this. I think I had mine at 6. I did it 6 or 7. I think I had both. Because they changed it so much. But the last game, man, we all Dallas natives, and that game, Chad G said earlier, he was surprised, and me personally, that was the best I had ever seen. That like I didn't recognize that dude, man. Like, I'm not no what's the play caller at the coach at USC? What's my guy name from Oklahoma?
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I really love his play call, and as a coach, I feel like I be making good play calls.
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I feel like Dak was out there playing like he had a Lincoln Riley calling plays for him, like he couldn't miss, he couldn't go wrong. I seen him scrambling, going out of bounds. He still got his eyes downfield, throwing touchdown passes to Schwartz. It's just. They did the perfect Peyton Manning goal line, fake the dive, roll out all the way to the corner pylon. Like it was mythical. But then you come back to realize that Tampa really sucked. I don't want to take nothing away from the Cowboys. Kudos to executing and doing the job, but that team sucked. The team went in the playoffs with a losing record, so that don't say much. This week, you got to do it again because who's going to remember last week if you come up this week and don't do a damn thing? So prove it again, Dak, because that's what it's about. It's a prove it. What have you done for me lately? So that's what I'm waiting on. I never bet against the Cowboys until they make it to the playoffs because they always do good in season. So what you got, Taylor Made?
Man, how you doing? Shine my boy Dak up, man, and throw dust all over him again.
Okay,
man.
so I'm gonna give you a quick story. All right, quick story. I had a parlay, money line.
Could have
won a nice little. Could have won a stack. I'm gonna be honest. Could have won a stack. They were playing the Jets. They had him on the goal line. Dak didn't make that play. Who was that? Who was that for the Jets? He got traded to Seattle, the quarterback. Adams made the play.
The safety?
Yeah, Jamal Adams. Yeah, he made that play, man. Dak should have seen that boy coming, man. But yeah, he hurt my feelings. At the same weekend.
Former Hebron Hawk.
Say it again.
The former Hebron Hawk.
Oh, yeah, man. He made the play, man. I wish he wouldn't have, because that's when I got off the bandwagon. Say, Nucleus, man, keep them comments to yourself. But yeah, that got to prove it again.
Man. Well, look, man, I told y'all last week, don't save your money. Don't buy no points on this hook. Don't do it. The Cowboys that played so wretched the week before, and they were playing a team that is so terrible for the upcoming week. And they Cowboys had way more to prove than what Tampa Bay could ever think of. So I wasn't surprised by that outcome, not even in the slightest, in a little bit. I mean, Dak played well. A lot of people played well. Man, listen, man, I'm sorry, man. I know this guy. He gets a lot of interceptions and such. This dude's not a good corner. This Diggs. This dude's not good. I'm sorry. You looked at his uniform at the end of the game, son. That joker was pearly white, son. That joker looked cocaine white. That's ridiculous, man. You can't even. Nah, I can't stand him. Watch how San Francisco exposes this dude this week. Oh, you ain't gonna tackle? Bet. Well, you get a bunch of nub sides. Man, they finna have tight end, wing, fullback, slam whams. Oh, you finna get dirty, buddy, or you gonna be over there in aisle seat number 3 over there. So he's just a liability. You can't play like that. I don't care, dog. You're not that nice, man. You don't get that many picks. You're not shutting down a side of the field. It's not like people are scared to throw on you. They double move you. So it's not like you even doing anything. But the Cowboys aren't going to duplicate this.
I'm Diggs,
the 40. Yeah, I'm talking about Diggs. My fault, Nucleus. I'm talking about Trayvon Diggs, man. This dude he's not good to me. I know he has the stats, but I don't want that at the corner. I don't want that. They can keep that. I want real dogs.
You sound like Jimmy Johnson with that. Jimmy Johnson say, you got to be a team player because you can lead the league in sacks and not be able to stop the run.
Big facts. I like it.
As an example. Chad G, what you got? Talking to you, Chad.
Well, old Dak, man, I tell you what, he got very lucky. He got lucky, and you didn't know there was a whole bunch. There could have been a lot of picks. The Buccaneers could have had a lot of picks. Yeah, a lot of those balls back through, man, they were very, very close. Especially that one that Gallup all tiptoed down the back of the end zone there. That should have been a pick. There was another earlier pass that was thrown to Gallup. It's like just a weird ball. That one should have been picked along the sideline.
Got too much heat on that thing.
Dak is going to he's going to get exposed like DT says. It's just
they're going to get taken advantage of.
How they can keep it close, but anyway.
That was just skill.
Hey, Tracy, gotta love him.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I think San Francisco's a little bit too physical for these boys, man. And we're talking all this mess, and it could be a good game, but I have a hard time seeing it, man.
All right, well, we'll end on last week's weekend playoff, the wild card round. We could talk about this week's games. It's only 4 games, and then we'll try to come up with our Super Bowl predictions, see if anybody knows what they're talking about. All right, so the first games are the number 1 seeds. The Chiefs play the Jags, and the spread is 8.5. And I kind of want to take the Chiefs here, but I really want to take the Jags, but I think I might do two parlays with one of each, because the Jags just made, and they just did something you don't see. So do we feel like they're destined to win the Super Bowl, or do we feel like that's more of, the Chargers, not really being worth the damn? I feel like Kansas City, they the big dog. They want to show it this time. They don't want to chance it. I feel like they can cover that. I'm definitely gonna buy the 1.5 for them to cover 7, but I'm really interested to see how they respond from winning the game that they shouldn't have won. Do they still have that same zest or energy to go all the way, or are they still living on cloud 9 a little bit and don't have their best foot forward? Taylor May, how you feel?
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. I think they did a good job with this line, because I feel like Jacksonville can cover, especially if we do the Zach and make it 10. I feel like Jacksonville can cover that, but the points that you just made, Kansas City, they are capable, but again, I've been fading them all year. It's been working out really, really well for me. Fading them, it's just they're gonna win. Kansas City's gonna win. That if I make it a touchdown in a field goal, I just think I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if Jacksonville. I don't get that sense that they feel like they're happy to be here and the mission is accomplished. I don't know if I get that sense about them. They seem to go about it professionally. I didn't see them even going ape shit after that win. Something may happen in the locker room, but on the field, I didn't see that. It just seemed like they were just, had a workman type attitude.
Yeah, man. So, Trevor Lawrence went to Waffle House after the game. It wasn't nothing.
Who don't go to the Waffle House after the game? Z, he's only human.
Hey, when I was in Jacksonville, goddammit, that's where I went. I played for the Tomcats back in the day, baby.
I'll be there for the 3:00 shift change.
Chad G, what you got, baby?
Chad.
Yeah, he froze on us. Chad, you looking like? Come on.
Y'all normal now. Yeah. I think Jacksonville will cover. All right. But I think Kansas City will win. I look at this by the head coaches. You got 2 guys that used to coach for the Eagles, and I'm going to go for Andy Reid this one. So Mahomes, he's going to be throwing all these little flick ground passes and everything like that. And what's his name? The old tight end. Oh, I can't think of his name right now, but he's probably going down. But I think it's gonna be close. Jacksonville will cover though.
Jacksonville cover. Yeah, I think I might do 2 tickets. I don't know, man. The Chiefs ain't nothing new to them, man. I just know that they normally they the ones they can't ever the hole ain't ever too deep for them. They the normal ones who do what Jacksonville done.
Yeah, I feel like the Chiefs can come out and have a whole new chapter of their playbook, in plays you ain't ever formations and all kinds of actions that you haven't seen. They are very capable of that. So that's why I say this one is tricky. I got to study a little bit more. But just off the muscle, naked eye, I like Jacksonville to cover.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I like Jacksonville to cover because I like Doug Peterson. I feel like when they had they needed a good play call. He had the perfect call for those plays, like the 4th and 1, where they had the T-bone formation, and they went like the off tackle play to like. That's
I
perfect.
love it. That's the Tennessee 3-back. I used to run it on Bill Walsh all the time on my kinfolk.
When you saw them run that play, you was like, I love it. It was just
outside. That's what's called the off tackle. They run the off tackle, baby.
Yeah. So Dougie, and that's what I'm saying with the Bill Belichick. It's like he got a feel for the game. It's like he know in those moments what to do. And everybody don't. And that's why I don't believe in the Cowboys, because I don't believe Mike McCarthy had that in him. So, that's just another thing. Next up, the Eagles and the Giants, and we kind of touched on this a little bit. I think we all kind of feel good about the Giants covering 9 on this thing. The Eagles, they started off hot in the season, and they cover or they threaten. They make you protect every inch of the field. Run up the middle, run pass option to the side, pass it. You got to cover every inch of the field with them. That's what I love. I love Jalen Hurts. He's a winner. That's all he do is win. Even when he's down and out, he's gonna transfer. He's gonna make it happen. He's resilient, and I heard that's the number one skill to have as a quarterback. It's not IQ. It's resiliency, man. Make it happen no matter what. But I believe in him. But
I like it.
At this part of the time of the year, it's about which team gets hot. Can the Giants stay hot? I'm taking them to cover. What you got, DT?
Okay. Yeah, it's a divisional game, so I like the Giants to cover. Really all your points are my points, if I'm being honest. And I'm a sprinkle in a little Chad E on this one too, because when I look at the coaches, I almost feel like these coaches are kind of even. They both transform their teams in their own image. These teams go out and play for them. So if I call that a push, then I look at the quarterbacks, and I got to go with Hurts on that, man. Even in this season, Hurts has been in situations where he has to go and not just kick a field goal. He had to put 6 up. Yeah. And I don't think there's a time that he didn't do it. And again, he's a winner, man. Like when that situation happened at Alabama where he was benched for Tua, the way he handled that, I remember saying to myself, like, this dude is a freaking head coach somewhere. Just the way he handled it, I mean, that's just frankly embarrassing on national television in the national championship game. And the way he handled it, the poise, all the things, I love it. So I like the Eagles right here, man. I like them to win the game. I think the Giants cover because, again, this is a division, really. That's the only reason why I think this is the third time they're going to play each other. You know what the other team is doing.
Yeah, you know their best plays. You know who they like to go to. So, ain't nothing unfamiliar. Chad G, what you got?
Chad G, I think that the Giants will cover. It'll be very close. Again, I like, man, they blue collar, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with them. I not only think that they will cover, I think that they will win. They will make it to the NFC Championship game.
Boy, bullish on them Giants.
Man, he pulled one out his hat on that one.
Man.
We ain't got no Philly fans on this, do we? But
Yeah, Chatty G. He ain't slick.
hey man, that's a bold call, man. He called it last week, so
Yeah, he did.
why not? Why
That's
not
why
be
we love
bold?
him. The
Make
pride
a
of Angleton. Stand up.
bold. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough week, but this is what we love football, man. It's unpredictable, and you only get one game, baby. Ain't no series.
Mm-hmm.
4 quarters, best man win, best team win. All right. All right. So we go to Sunday. We got the Bengals at the Bills. The Bills have to cover 5.5. We push that thing to 7. I'm definitely pushing it to 7.
The Bills are 5.5.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm looking at 4.5, but man,
Yeah. I mean, I don't like that number, but I feel like
I love it.
the Bengals, they didn't play their best last week. They know what they have at hand this week. They can get hot at any time like they did last year. They definitely have the weapons. They are well rounded. Their defense not too shabby. And I like Joe Cool, man. I like Joe. I mean, I like Josh, but Josh is just kind of getting a big head to me, man. He's just, he's spelling, he's reading them press clippings a little bit. He's spelling his shit, just something
You
that's
like
kind of rubbed me the wrong way about him. And
you like the way he pushed the old boy last week and then got mad.
he went downhill after that. He went downhill after that. All right. Okay. So I'm glad you pointed that out. All right. So
he gonna start a tussle and get mad.
and then they didn't even flag him. They didn't do nothing to him. But he did that exact same thing in training camp when like a D lineman had touched him. He ain't sack him, but he started a big fight over that. Like, man, look here, dude. We understand you came from, one scholarship offer out of high school, and you're not used to all this stardom and fame. You earned it. You deserve it because you worked hard. You got it. You proved yourself, but you got to keep proving yourself. You know what I'm saying? This what have you done for me lately? And they've been squeaking by. They played the Patriots, and they got 2 kick returns that game. Like I know they was riding high off
Big
family, but
that's big time cover for you, boy.
That's just not likely. And then y'all playing a third stringer, like it's just not a light switch, man. Momentum is a thing in football, and who gonna have the momentum this Sunday? I'm gonna take the Bengals to cover. I'm just real skeptical of Josh. He's just been doing things that kind of rub me the wrong way. That just kind of made me feel a different way about him. What you got, Taylor, mate?
All right, love the points. I don't know what somebody's upset at Vegas because the Bengals, the lines all year have been 3.5, no matter who they play, where they play, and I've been all over them to cover, baby. It's working out for me. And so the fact that they are going in as an underdog is money in the bank, baby. You better go ahead and put it. I feel like Chad E feels about his Giants right here. The Bengals are going to win this game. Why? They're just a better team. To me, they do have some offensive line issues, and that could be, they could be something. But again, when we're talking against the spread, they're going to hang tough. And the Bills are so pissed off about the fact that they can't play a home game AFC Championship. They hot. They red hot. So the only thing they can do is go in there. I think they finna burn these boys up, man, and get ready to go to Kansas City, man. And do it again.
So you taking the Bills?
I'm taking the Bengals to cover, and I'm gonna sprinkle the money line too. I think the Bengals actually win it outright.
Chad G, how we feeling?
It's my favorite part of the show.
So I guess it's me now to pick this game. So Cincinnati will cover. Buffalo will win because this is basically the continuation of the game where injury. But the Bills will win, and I think Josh Allen will actually get stuff straight, and he'll actually ball out this week. I did say he was going to have over 70 yards rushing last game. That didn't happen, but the Bills will win. It will be very close, though, since he will cover.
All right. So Chad G, we're thinking about doing a pregame show Saturday before the Chargers game, and so we're gonna do like some fantasy. What is DraftKings?
DraftKings. That's
Prize
y'all
Pick.
thing.
What do you put play yours on?
I mean, I'm like Bet US, Bet Online, and Bovada.
Okay.
That's how I do my
Okay.
three.
Yeah, I do Bovada too. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do some different things on the pregame, for some opportunities to win. I love it. Hopefully y'all tune in before the pregame. It's something we discussed, and we're gonna see how that works out for us. All right. So everybody on the Bengals to cover, Bills to win. We splitting that. So last game, Cowboys at the Niners. I think we all got the Niners, man. They're the more complete team. They got the better coach. And the Cowboys kind of had a gimme last week with a losing team in the playoffs. We got little Jimmy Johnson over here on the chat. We love you, but come Sunday night, you know, we're gonna see, how true that rings. So I don't really have much to say about the game besides Dak got to prove himself, earn that money, that contract that you held out for. This is the game that you held out to prove it for. So take it away.
Dak never held out. Dak never held out. That was Zeke. Dak was always present and accounted for, being the
Okay,
leader that
well,
he is.
damn it, I'm not mad at Zeke because they throw running backs away like what I'm
You
saying.
should be mad at Zeke. The
I'm
boy
not.
got 70 yards on the last 40 carries.
I'm still not mad.
You should be. He is
Well,
just dragging his team along, stunting the growth of Tony Pollard.
oh man, Pollard, he ain't in that boy way. He's still trying to
And
make sure he learn how to pass before he
the
move on.
Cowboys would
Hey,
be, I know this is not off topic, but the Cowboys would be very silly to extend Pollard a contract and or franchise tag him. No need to do that.
so what they
For
gonna
the
do?
reason that, so just go find another Pollard. It's not hard. It's literally
Yeah.
not hard.
Well, we're gonna see. Who you got on the game though? How you feeling about the game? What's your topics? Your points?
San Francisco, the Cowboys played. They played so bad the week before, so I knew they were gonna play good. They played so good this week. It's just not gonna duplicate oneself. San Francisco again. I think that game was tighter because it was a division opponent. Got y'all. We all play football, and just think about our high school days and college days when you were playing in your conference or in your district. It's not so much that I know what you're gonna do. I know how you're gonna do it. I know how it's gonna feel when you do it. Like I'm picking up on the nuances of you as an athlete, as a player. So this is the third time they're playing in a well, as far as San Francisco and Seattle, that was the third time those teams were playing. So nobody should get blown out in that situation. That should be a good game. These are two professional teams in the playoffs. In this case, these teams ain't seen each other. I don't know if Dallas is ready.
Chad G, we waiting on you.
My boy Dak gonna ball out though.
All right. I'm getting there. I'm in this little 3 or 4 second delay going on here with y'all, but I think
I love it.
San Francisco is going to cover that. I got it -3.5.
Yeah, that's
San
what I'm looking
Francisco is
at.
going to cover. Dallas is going to, by 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. So, yeah,
Oh, no.
49ers
This
and the
chat about to blow up.
Giants in the NFC Championship game. So,
Fun.
Who you saying the NFC
I
championship game?
think it's gonna be
Oh, the
these going
Cowboys and the
Dallas
Giants.
Giants. I think the NFL Niners and Giants. That sounds fun.
Man, what? Wait a minute. I remember the Niners and Giants playing when somebody tried to kick a field goal at the end of the game, and they threw the pass down. I think the Niners won that game. It was in San Fran. It was crazy.
This is good classic early '90s matchup. I
You
like to
remember what
see
I'm talking
that.
about?
I remember what you're talking about.
All right. So my prediction for the Super Bowl, I'm just gonna say Niners Chiefs. I know I had said Bengals, but I think Niners Chiefs, man. That's gonna be my prediction. Niners Chiefs for the Super Bowl.
I got you. I like that. I like that prediction, man. I like the Niners. No. I want Philly. I want Philly coming out of the NFC.
Okay.
At some point, Purdy's gonna make a mistake, baby. That them lights get biggie bright, and Hurts is used to that. He shines very brightly. So I like Philly, and this is so contradictory to what I said about the Buffalo game because the Bengals the Bengals will cover. Buffalo will probably win on the strength of Ken Hamlin. That thing. I think that energy is still permeating.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say, even though this goes against my pick that I just said, don't judge me, but I'm say Philly and the Bills.
Okay. Chad.
Ugly matchup.
All right. And I am going to go with the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills. Did they play in the early 90s too, whenever the Buffalo Bills went 4 in a row and got beat? I
No,
think they had a Niners Buffalo Bills matchup.
no, they didn't play.
I
They didn't
Played the
believe.
play the
Giants.
Can't
Niners.
remember.
They didn't play. They
Played
was
the
the
It was
Giants,
Redskins or
Cowboys. Played.
Giants.
Redskins. They was all the NFC East. Yeah, it was the NFC East. They couldn't beat them.
That's crazy. But
That's right.
honestly, that's the best team I
But
feel.
we'll have Bills and
Bills and the Niners. That's what's up. I like it. I like it. I like it.
That does sound kind of fun.
Yeah. All right. And we're gonna end our night talking about a little bit NBA playoffs predictions. Earlier in Breaking Vegas, we talked about the East favorites. Maurice breaking what do you call his name? Dr. Breaking Vegas. He picked the Celtics, and they are number one in the East right now. They playing good, and they represented the East last year. So that is a hell of a pick. They're able to continue playing good basketball with the new coach and all the issues they had to go through throughout the year. Their center just came back, Mr. Williams. So how could you not like their possibilities, moving forward? I picked the Nets, and KD is injured. So my man got to get in that weight room. I mean, damn, enough is enough.
He did. He did get in the weight room and he tore his Achilles.
He not working the right muscles, man. He need to give him
He got swole up and at
He need-
Golden State, man. That boy put some weight on.
He need a different trainer. All right. And Taylor May, you had the Cavs coming out the East, and they're currently at 5.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cavs have nowhere to go but up. I like the nucleus of their team. I think them and the Celtics are pretty much identical in,
pretty close, yeah. I
a
can't
good
disagree.
group of young cats, you know what I'm saying, that play good ball and they go getters. I love the addition of Donovan Mitchell. That's Jason Tatum. His sidekick is Garland and versus Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's probably a little bit better, but I think the Cavs have a little bit more offense with those two bigs, Mobley and Allen and LeVert. So, and then they're getting Ricky Rubio back, man. He's just smart, man. He knows good basketball. I set people up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he can build on the team's momentum into this season. I know Chad G, you say you don't really watch a lot of basketball. Do you feel some kind of way about this NBA? Hello?
3, 2, and you're on.
Okay.
Rubio is going to be he's going to help, man, because really,
Darius. I ain't watched NBA in a while, so the NBA is kind of like not my dealio right now. But I'm gonna let y'all two battle it out about the NBA because my Rockets are just shit rotten. They're sitting at the very bottom of the West right now. So the NBA, that's y'all's thing right there. But college basketball, whenever we'll talk about that.
Okay. Just looking at trees. Be quiet. All right. We're going to go over to the West. All right. And Dr. Breaking Vegas, Mo, he was right. And I definitely like the Nuggets. And I'm just going to touch on this, that the Nuggets were in position to be a championship contender with the bubble championship if, who was that I want to slap? Plumlee doesn't switch off of LeBron to AD on the play for AD hit the 3 You know what I'm talking about? They came down to that play. So that's how close they was, previously. Then they start having all of injury with Porter and Murray, and now them boys are back healthy. So the possibilities are there, man. Malone, he's doing a good job. This team has been consistent. Jokic, they know who they are. They I don't think they're gonna, do anything but play to their strengths. They have a good rotation. I like their little point guard Bones,
Yeah, he's
Highland.
Highland. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
boy
like
there can hoop, man.
I like Bones. And so, who's to say it's not their year? Because they always been so close. They leave in the first round, and you know, uh, uh, they got a chance. But that number 2 seed, the Grizzlies, I heard something interesting about them that they hadn't played with their starting 5, but maybe 15 games all season, and they got like a 10, 11 game win streak. They number 2 in the West, so they're a good possibility too. I would love to see them in the Western Conference Finals. I'm just saying, I just like those 2 matchups. But me personally, I had picked the Pels to do something, and Zion hurt. I don't know if it's me picking hurt players, but I'm not gonna say that's me. But that's how that is. But I like the Pels' potential, and they sitting at 3 right now. DT, you had the Mavericks; they're sitting at 5. But the interesting thing about the uh, Western Conference is teams 6 through 13, which are the Warriors, Clippers, Jazz, Timberwolves, Thunder, Blazers, Lakers, and Suns. They're only 3 games apart. That's crazy. So you just don't know how it's going to end. LeBron still have a chance to make the playoffs. As bad as they have played, even without Anthony Davis being a factor. The Clippers, they trying to make some noise with Kawhi Leonard coming back on the scene. They trying to get that rotation down. I like the Kings, man. They're really playing good basketball. Mike Brown, no one ever really knew what he brought to the table. And I think this is the year you understand that this man is bringing a no-name team and he's making it relevant. So he's a better coach than people probably gave him credit for. Yeah, it's a lot of newcomer teams who are up at the top, the Nuggets and the Grizz. So the West, after this All-Star break, man, it's gonna be some good basketball because these dudes know what they have the opportunity of achieving. So it's gonna be some good basketball. Taylor May, I don't know what you have to input on either one of these sides, but the floor is yours.
Man, I really like it's tough for me to watch right now because you know my style, Z. I gotta wait for one
the end of the
season to
season.
finish, and then I can invest myself in. But I catch the primetime games. I'm not really seeking out games. Whatever they put on TV, I'll watch it and see what's going on. I'm gonna watch every Maverick game. But dude, it's kind of reminds me of what the NFL has going on. You have your top 2-3 teams, and that's combining both sides. You have your bottom 2-3 teams, and then the rest of them jokers it's just flat out even to where it's coming down to coaching and health, things like that. So I really like what the league has got going on. You don't know the players like you would want to, but these dudes are hooping. If you turn it on, man, it's really some decent ball being played. It's hard to play defense in the league. They blow the whistle for everything. So if you're going to tune in and respect defense, that's not going to happen. They don't want people impeding the flow. They want it like soccer. When you impede the flow of the game, you're going to get penalized for you. And I know that's hard when it's supposed to be a contact sport. But with that being said, I'm enjoying it, Z. The Nuggets they do look fantastic. I did have a chance to just sit down and watch them, and Jokic is like a puppet master, man.
Man, I love it.
That dude's a puppet master. And I haven't had a chance to see Memphis just play, but I know they're extremely athletic and they can shoot. Like they can play defense and they can shoot the 3 really well when they move the ball. They don't have anybody that's going to pull up, but when they get into an offense and get the passing and cutting, they can knock down those 3s. So I think it's gonna be pretty entertaining, man. It's coming off this All-Star break. It's only gonna be about 20, 25 games left. So every game is gonna be really, like you said, it's 3 games separating these teams. So you can go from freaking 9th to 5th in the course of a night. Yeah, I mean, it ain't gonna take 2 weeks. It's gonna take 2 games when they 3 games behind. You win 2, the team above you lose 2. I'm ahead of you now. So, but in the East, I think it's those top 3, 4. The Cavs are 5. So, but I don't know if I like anything going on south of the 5th, 6th seed.
Yeah, I didn't even put nobody on there. Let me go look. Let me go look, see who has 6th over there real quick.
Man, nobody, man.
Oh, somebody got to be there.
Knicks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
But the Knicks, they 3 games behind the Cavs. But hey, they all playing good ball right now. They are playing good ball. Good for them because everybody.
Till's about to grind them boys. Till's about to grind them boys to a pope, man. They ain't gonna be ready for no playoff.
Hey, that's who they hired, man. That's what they want to happen. That's what they
5-man rotation. You got 5-man rotation, man.
Hey, tough job. Somebody got to do it. So this is all I had on the lineup for today, fellas. Appreciate your input, your picks. Oh, but you know what? We didn't ever really make a parlay for the NFL. So let's make us a quick parlay real quick for the playoffs this weekend. What I have are the Chiefs to cover 7. I have the Giants to cover 6. The Bengals to cover 7. The Niners to cover 4.
You want the Giants to cover 9, right?
Oh, that's the Eagles that will have. Yeah, the Giants to cover 9. That's right. The Giants to cover 9. I did the math the other way. The Eagles will have to cover 6. The Giants got to cover 9. That's what that is. So yeah, Giants got to cover 9. Bengals. So Chiefs, Giants, Bengals, Niners. That's our 4 pick. I'm gonna put me a little $25 on there. I'm gonna just live with the consequences. I'm gonna look at me some NBA and see if I want to add anything on there. And that'll be my weekend. We'll come back next week and let you know how we did. I did pick a parlay last week. I picked a 3-pick for the Niners, the Bengals, and the Jags, and that did cover. It was crazy, but hey, I love it. The Bengals covered on a goal line strip and return fumble for 99 yards.
Yeah, that was wild.
And the Jags covered after losing by 27. I mean, down by 27. So, I mean, hey, what they say, that's why you play the game, baby. You can't make this.
Indeed.
So, that's our parlay for this week. Tune in next week. Tune in Saturday. We're going to go Saturday. I'm going to say about 2:30 to give us a little leeway to get it done and get to our destinations in case we want to go to a spot and watch a game. We're going to do some different things with the DraftKings and FanDuel and dual picks and try and pick some little picks for us to make some money because, we love it. This is things we do. We're not urging you to do it. You can, tell us what you think and just give your 2 cents on how you feel. And we'll just go from there. We appreciate your 2 cents that you have and communicating with us on this. We don't just want to talk amongst ourselves. We're looking for more viewers and more followers. So thanks again. And until next week, love, peace, and hair grease. Chad G, you up?